I finally pulled the trigger the other day and bought one from. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. We got ourselves a brand new tool here for the farm, and it's something I've been wanting for a long time. Let me show you. You guys hang in there. I'll be honest with you guys, this is not something I needed, but it's something I've been wanting, and that is a Husqvarna 592 XPG. So guys, I have plenty of chainsaws here at the Sawmill. Honestly, some of them I don't even use that often, like that 880 over there on the floor. That thing's a monster. But this Husqvarna right here has got some really good reviews, and I've been wanting to get my hands on one for a long time. I finally pulled the trigger the other day and bought one from Ripsaw. Not sponsored by these guys or nothing like that, but that's where I bought the saw from. I went ahead and unboxed this stuff yesterday. We got our full wrap handle right here, and this one's a little bit different because it's got some wires right there. You know what that means? This handle is heated. I've never had a chainsaw with a heated handle before. That's going to be pretty interesting. So we're going to put this on today, and the clutch cover that comes with it. I'm not sure if the clutch cover that comes on this saw will handle the full wrap or not. And that's maybe why they send another one. I'm not sure on that, to be honest with you. So we'll change out the clutch cover and this handle. Let me see, I bought this oil with it as well. If you buy 6 bottles of this oil, they give you like another year of warranty on your saw. It's a pretty good deal. It's 1 or 2 years extra, I can't remember. Really good deal right there. I think Steel does that also. Also got some chains with it. I got a few extra bars. That one's 32 inches, I think. This one right here is 36 inches. And these are the Husqvarna light bars. Never used one of these. It's supposed to be pretty good, actually. Looking forward to trying that out. But before we get started here and get this saw going, let's change out this handle real fast. Shouldn't take just a minute. All right, let's make this some room to work. If you guys remember, about a year or two ago, I had a Husqvarna 372, and I sold that chainsaw to a buddy of mine down the road, and to be honest with you, I have regretted it ever since. I really liked that saw. I'm not sure why I sold it, to be honest with you. But anyways, this is my second pro version Husqvarna saw. I had a homeowner Husqvarna a few years ago. It was okay, nothing real great or nothing like that. Homeowner saws are a little on the weak side when it comes to power for a sawmill to be bucking logs all day. These commercial saws, in my experience, are a whole lot better, and they should last you a long time. This thing's not too heavy. This is a, what's the cc's on this one? 93 cc's on this chainsaw. It has an auto tune, so you don't have to adjust the carburetor or nothing like that. And Ripsaw is actually trying to come out with a muffler for this, an aftermarket muffler. If they do, I'll probably buy one and put it on there. And I think we're going to change out these dowels as well, because it came with some with this kit for the full wrap handle. A lot of guys don't mind the normal handle on a chainsaw. This one's fine, especially if you're cutting trees low to the ground. But I love these full wrap handles right here. My other Husqvarna had one, and man, I like it. And I would put one on my Steels, but for some reason, a full wrap handle for a Steel is like $150 or something like that. This one was only 49 bucks or something like that. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but it was pretty affordable. Let's lay out our parts here. This is the new clutch cover that replaces the one that's on it. This one is a little bit wider right here at the back. Right here we got the full wrap handle that is heated. I'll have to connect these wires when I hook this up. I got some other parts. I'm not sure what that is right there. I guess I'll have to look at the instructions, which I hate to do. And we have, looks like, 2 different types of dowels right there. All right, let's take off the clutch cover right here. And guys, this right here is a squinch. It's a chainsaw tool right there. And this one right here is kind of unique because it's got a ratcheting system in it right there. The normal ones do not have that. Let me show you. So this right here is a normal one, and it works okay, but get the right size on there. Every time you twist it, you got to lift it off and come right back. That ratcheting system makes it a whole lot faster and better in my opinion. I got this on Amazon. I think everybody sells these now. I'll leave a link down below in the video description. It's about 20 bucks or something like that. And if you have a chainsaw, it is well worth it. Well worth it. And also to point something out about this heated handle, if you don't get the full wrap handle, the one that comes on the chainsaw is also heated. No difference right there. It connects the same way, has the same on and off button right there. Pretty neat. A lot of guys always ask me in the comments, are you a steel guy or a Husqvarna guy? And I'm a chainsaw guy. I'm not really loyal to any kind of chainsaw brand. I just like a good chainsaw. I got a lot of steel saws. I'll continue to use those. There's nothing wrong with them. But I do like to try out new ones. And this one right here has been getting really good reviews for the past few years. And I've been wanting to get my hands on one. So here we go. See what kind of saw it is. This right here is taking forever. Let's see if I got a Torx bit that will fit this and speed this up a little. If I don't have one, I'm probably going to take a hostage because I should have just about every bit that you need for general work on machines and chainsaws and everything. Yep, that one works right there. T27. It's a little loose, but the T30 is too big. T27 it is. I've invested a lot of money and time in getting organized this year. And this is one of the reasons why, because I like to have the tools I need when I need them. We got one more left right there where that spring is. So I think this cover should, yep, pops right off. That's what that other piece is I wasn't sure about. That's the cover for this handle right here. So as you look right here, guys, the only difference is this is the larger one. This one came on the saw, and the width is a little bit different right there. This little rubber piece right here, I think that's a chip guard, or I'm not sure if that's it or not. If I'm not right about that, I'm sure somebody down in the comments will correct me. But it looks like that's the only difference right there. I'm not sure why you would favor this one over this one. I mean, these things right here, guys, are super convenient. I'm not sure what the difference is. Well, you know, one obvious difference is the dowels right there. They're bigger on this one, of course, smaller on that one. But I'm not sure. I'll probably call the guys at Ripsaw on Monday and see what they got to say about that. I'm sure they'll have an answer. Now, friends, before we put a bar on this chainsaw and get it going, let me touch on a few things here real fast. I was at the Equipment Expo in Louisville, Kentucky last week talking to the Husqvarna guys. It wasn't Ripsaw, it was the actual Husqvarna company. They was there doing a demo and had all kinds of saws, etc., etc. And one question I had about their equipment was, preferably their chainsaws, was dealer support. That's one of the reasons I mail ordered this from Ripsaw up in Pennsylvania instead of going to a dealer, because in my area, we don't have any dealers. I mean, you can buy a Husqvarna saw at like Lowe's, and there's actually a lawnmower place downtown that sells them, but they don't have a technician that can work on them. And they also do not sell XP models or the Pro saws. They just have the Ranchers and the smaller ones. And that's a concern of mine when it comes to dealers and equipment. When it comes to tractors, all kinds of stuff, I want a dealer close by. Well, Ripsaw is actually, you could call them an online dealer, I guess, but they're not working on them just yet, I don't believe. But I think in the future, they're going to have it to where if you have a problem with your chainsaw, you can mail it into them and they'll work on it. I think that's coming pretty soon from those guys. But this isn't sponsored by them or nothing like that. But if you're looking for a Husqvarna chainsaw, and let's say you don't have a good dealer close by, or maybe you have a dealer but nobody that will work on them, they just sell them, Ripsaw might be a good option for you. You can call these guys up, you can talk to them about their saws, and these guys know their saws. They poured them, do all this crazy stuff with them, they know them in and out. So if you're thinking about getting a Husqvarna, go check those guys out. There's a link down below. Once again, not sponsored, paid full price for the saw and the hat. But if you guys are looking for a Husqvarna saw out there, maybe that'll help you out. Because one reason I do like steel chainsaws, not only do they run good, but we have tons of steel dealers in my town, and most of them have really good guys that can work on them. All right, guys, I just went to YouTube, and I think I have my answer on why the larger clutch cover is better than the smaller one. Let me show you.
Good setup, you definitely want that on there. The wrap kit with the bigger side cover does not come with captive nuts. Kind of a bummer, but yeah, nothing wrong with the old style ones.
Well, friends, we just learned some terminology right there from Donnie Walker. He's a chainsaw guy, and he knows more than I ever will about chainsaws. He did a review on this saw a while back. That's the video you guys just saw. And he says these are called the captive nuts, the ones that don't fall out that I like. And the larger clutch cover, like he said, does not have them, but he says it's better. He doesn't say why it's better, but we're going to take his word for it. But I will still follow up with Ripsaw here in a few days and ask them what the difference is between the two other than the captive nuts. All right, friends, this unboxing's taking way too long. Let me see if I can hurry this up. Well, there we go, guys. Looks like we're ready. All right, guys, we're down here in the log yard. And don't get me wrong, there are some good saw logs over here, especially that section right there and this poplar. But a lot of this stuff over here is pretty much firewood. There's a lot of oak in here that's got metal in it. Some old poplar back here toward the back. This oak right here, I can't remember the problem with it right off, but it must have had something going on with it because it's cut to about 6 feet long. And it looks like it's been on the ground since 1912, so that's definitely firewood. I do have some firewood cut right there I need to split. But all this stuff right in here is pretty much firewood. Got some large rounds right there that are already cut to size. I need to bust those up. But over here on this side of it, that's a really nice crotch walnut log. I forgot that was even there. This small walnut right here, we'll probably do firewood on it. But over here, this is mostly saw logs. A whole lot of poplar, some walnut, and there's a really nice cherry and maple in there as well. So to test out this chainsaw, we'll get Mr. Cotto. I got that grapple hooked up to it. That new one, it kind of hangs out there and goes in a circle. We'll go over here and grab a few of these logs and cut them down to size. This little firewood marker here sure is handy, but I tell you what, for some reason, especially on Facebook, people lose their minds when I show myself using it. Tell you what, if I cut firewood for a living every day, I'd probably get better at it, but I don't. And this right here makes me real accurate. I got this on Amazon, guys. It's made by the Mingo company, not sponsored. I'll leave a link down below. It works really good. All right, guys, it cuts. What'd you guys think about that saw? No trouble going through that walnut. I was not running it wide open just yet. I mean, it's brand new. That's the first time it's ever been ran, so I want to ease into it and kind of break it in just a little. I had no trouble on this walnut. And don't worry, guys, that's way too small for the sawmill. You might be able to carve some spoons out of that, maybe a few bowls, but that'd probably be about it. Now, normally on a 32-inch bar, I would run a skip tooth chain. That's easier for the saw to pull it. I think it does better. I can tell a difference when I got a full house on there. You can feel a little bit more tension on the saw as you make your cut. But it came with the saw and we're going to use it. All right, so moving on, let's see how fast it'll go. We'll grab this old poplar right here that looks pretty bad and we'll cut it down to size. Poplar is not the best firewood. It's a hardwood. It's kind of soft, but it will burn in your fireplace, no doubt about that. And we'll get a decent amount of firewood out of this old ugly log right here. And also, guys, on this grapple, I really like it. It does a good job. I love that I can rotate it to get into a mess of logs right there and grab one. It's a lot easier than a regular grapple. But I cannot control the speed of how fast it turns. And it turns pretty darn fast, but I guess I'd rather be fast than slow on something like that. But I'll get used to it. This is only about the third time I've ran it, and I could already get a feel for it, and I think my dexterity in pushing that button down to go between the two different functions is starting to get a little bit better. Alright guys, real fast, I had to stop the camera because my battery was going dead. That's a shocker. Some people ask me, why do I use such long bars on my chainsaw? And that's mainly because I'm tall and I don't have to bend over so much to buck a log down to either a sawmill log or firewood. And I can kind of stand up and do it and not have to lean over too much. And I also love using a grapple like this because you can raise it off the ground just a little bit more and just about stand up straight and butt this log the entire length right here. Those long bars are expensive, the chain's expensive, but in my opinion, they're well worth it because I have a bad lower back, and if I can keep from bending over, I'm going to do it. problem with that poplar. Had to get a little creative over here. I got my saw in a bind, so I had to flip this one over to finish it up. But kept my saw out of the dirt, and that's the main thing. Now, I know what you're thinking, poplar is no challenge for a saw that size, and you're exactly right. And I was going to bring some oak over here. I got this oak I was showing you guys earlier. This big red oak here. I think we'll wait and do this one another day because I have something else in mind. So we got about 1 hour of daylight left, and I feel like swinging an axe. Let's split some firewood, guys. You all hang in there. All right, guys, let's see what we got over here. Husqvarna, that's a splitting maul right there. And this other one here is a Helco axe. It's brand new also. You would almost think this video is sponsored by Husqvarna, which it's not. Here I am using their splitting maul. I didn't plan it like that. I just feel like swinging an axe for a few hours. All right, guys, real fast. Helco, H-E-L-K-O, I may be butchering this, W-E-R-K, work. Maybe German people pronounce that differently, I don't know. But this is a German splitting axe. It's kind of unique because it's bolted together right there on the top. It doesn't have your traditional axe eye. So if you need a new handle, you gotta take those bolts out of the back. And that's how it fits right there. Kind of unique. The handle is, in my opinion, a little too thick right there. I may put that on the shaving horse and get the drawing knife out, or maybe the spoke shave and slim that down a little, but not too bad. Pretty nice axe. Got it on Amazon. It gets really good reviews. Let's swing it and see how it does. And before you guys say anything, I know I have a log splitter. I actually have 2 of them. But sometimes I just like to swing an axe. And I usually do it off camera, to be honest with you. And I am out of shape, guys. I'll be the first one to admit that. So if I start breathing heavy, look over me. First time I've ever used this axe right here. My goodness. That's impressive. I know that's walnut, and it's not actually green. This has been on the ground for a while, but I tell you what, I didn't put much force behind that axe head right there, and it sailed right through that. I love the sound of splitting wood. It's hard to beat. Well, I'm not sure where I'm going with this video here, guys, but if you enjoy watching wood being split, grab you a cup of coffee and sit back and enjoy. I'll tell you what, guys, it doesn't take long to start accumulating a decent pile of firewood. And that poplar, I don't know if you heard it when it hit the ground. Man, it's dry. That stuff right there has been on the ground for a good while. Nothing but good things to say about this adze right here, guys. And like everything else on this video, other than the chainsaw, I bought this on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below. That's a really good splitting adze. And I just remembered where I heard about this adze for the first time. I couldn't remember earlier. The YouTube channel Rainler Star, he posted a video about this adze. Gosh, it's been a couple of years ago maybe, something like that. And I had my eye on it, had it in my Amazon cart like you guys do out there as well. You know, you'll see something you want and you'll put it in your cart. Sometimes it'll sit there for a month, sometimes it'll sit there for a year, but you usually eventually buy it. Well, that's the story behind this adze right here. He showed it several different times and he always liked it. So I'm with Cody on this one. This is a good adze and it's made in Germany. So the chainsaw today is made in Sweden. I believe Husqvarna is made in Sweden. If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will correct me down in the comments. And our adze is made in Germany and the Kato skid steer is made in Japan. This channel, guys, is international. I represent everybody, it looks like. So friends, I think I'm done for the day. I gotta be somewhere here in about 30 minutes, so I gotta head up to the house and get changed and head out the door. But in closing here, guys, I wanna thank you for watching and sorry for the short video, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. You run out of daylight, and in cases like this, you have to be somewhere. But guys, if you're interested in any of these tools you saw in today's video, I got most of them on Amazon. There's links down below. Of course, the chainsaw came from Ripsaw. There's a link down below to them guys as well. Go check them out. Not sponsored by anybody. Just me here, guys. Just me showing you guys what I like to use here at the mill and what tools work best for me in these situations here at the farm. So once again, guys, in closing, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button and you can click off this video. Did you hit it? Thanks in advance. You guys hang in there and I'll see you back on the next one.